So the Mickey's Mousetrap trailer just dropped, and let's take a look at it and just make fun of it because wow, this looks freaking terrible. Well, we had one of these last year in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, and what a load of trash that was. Somehow this looks even worse though. They've copied a lot from Blood and Honey. Let's go through the list. Obviously taking advantage of something famous coming to public domain to prop up a shit slasher? Check. It looks like it was made for 50p? Check. The cast are bland, unlikable nothing burgers to be used as cannon fodder? Check. The killer is just a big dude wearing a mask? Check. The mask is shitty mask? Check. If you couldn't tell already, I'm not really sold on this one, and somehow it looks worse than Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. With Blood and Honey, there were some fun callbacks with it being filmed in the 100-acre woods that inspired the original story. See, there was some effort, even if it was a little bit. This is just set in a funhouse, calling it Mickey's Mousetrap, being that they're trapped in the funhouse. Piss off. Really? I know this film is screaming cheap, easy cash grab, but at least put in a little bit of effort. Just by looking at the trailer, it looks like it's been slapped together by a toddler who's recently learned how to use crayons and also eats them. Even less effort has gone into this one than Blood and Honey. It's literally a dude just wearing a Mickey Mouse mask. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but at least there was some effort put into the Winnie the Pooh in the Blood and Honey costume design, even if it did still look super cheap. So I have a feeling that as a result of Blood and Honey's financial success, we'll be seeing a lot more of these public domain exploitation films. They're cheap to make, people are curious what the famous figure would do in a slasher film, and they make a decent profit. I mean, look, somebody's already made a Mickey Mouse horror game, ready and waiting for when that Steamboat Willie comes to public domain. It's an easy cash train for anyone to make a quick couple of quid. Here's the thing, the more films that come out that exploit these public domain releases, I hope more people will just catch on, and in time all of these kind of films will just be ignored. I know some horror films go for stupid fun, and that's great. Examples being Slaughterhouse, Zombievers, Sharknado, films where they know they're stupid and they wear it on their sleeve and it works. Everyone's on the same page and we're cool about it. Nobody's selling or claiming it to be one thing and then presenting it as something else. With these new domain exploitation films, it's presented with zero humour, and when critics write it's a load of shit, all of a sudden, oh well, it's a comedy film, it's a horror comedy, and I fail to see any comedy in these films, they just suck. So without further ado, let's talk about the trailer a little bit. It doesn't scream dumb fun at me, it just screams slop. So we have characters in a playhouse. These things aren't meant for teenagers. They're for like 12 and unders from what I remember. And in the tagline, they're there celebrating someone's 21st birthday. I just think, go to a f***ing bar. You're an adult. You're allowed in there now. That's the point. I'm guessing it was just a cheap location that they could get access to film during the night. The projector showing Steamboat Willie just to show which mouse is really in this film to avoid the House of Mouse coming down on this production with its legal team.
Just what the dickens is going on here, huh?
Then we get our first bit of bad trailer horror action. The mouse is behind a girl who's on the phone, he runs her down, pins her against a glass in front of her friend, and the victim looks like she couldn't give any less of a Let's have a look at that face.
Oh no!
It looks like she's just not bothered at all. She's like, oh, keep my face away from the glass. Yeah, it just looks like she's not bothered at all being jumped by a 6-foot dickhead with a knife wearing a Mickey Mouse mask, but you know, who watches these films for believable acting? Then to add a bit more insult to injury and the complete unoriginality of this film, it pretty much plagiarizes Scream with the meta, don't say I'll be right back in a horror movie. Here, judge for yourself.
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances say, I'll be right back, because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back!
I'll be right back.
And he's dead.
What?
Like if he was in a horror movie, he'd never say, I'll be right back.
Oh my god, my insides are on fire! The woman. Dad, I'm scared.
See, they do this, but just 1,000 times worse, and it's like, f*** off, you're not that good. And now you're just kind of flat out copying from good horror films to push along your schlock. Where's the originality? Please show me anywhere. It would be great, a semblance of originality in a film. You're not creative enough to do that? I'm not surprised. Continuing Continuing through the trailer, the guy looking at the mask could be the killer, I don't know. But either way, it looks like a vintage rubber mask that they've beaten up and repainted a little bit. Again, it needs to fit in that 50p micro budget. The blokes in the hockey jerseys, I don't get it. I guess they're a part of the torture team of Mickey Mouse's house trap. I don't care. I think we get a load of flash cuts between the kids and the masked dude, and again, more Steamboat Willie pictures just to remind Disney not to sue them. Then we get the shadow shot of the silhouette of the mouse, and I just think, oh god, this is so dumb. And then we get this guy saying, where did he go?
Where the hell did he go?
Leading straight into a shot of the Mickey Mouse killer being behind a playhouse mesh corner. A corner you can really easily see through with your eyes if you look. See, here he is. Mystery f***ing solved.
Jinkies!
Oh my god. Then the masked dude runs through the playhouse, slashes out with a knife. Great stuff. And our final shot of the trailer looks like it's been ripped straight out of the original Five Nights at Freddy game, with the killer stood in the middle of the unwatched CCTV monitor.
As long as you two stay right there, yeah, that'd be good. You look very pretty.
Again, a huge lack of originality. Hashtag the mouse is out, please put it back in. Who actually wants this? I'm not a big advocate for, oh my god, my precious little Mickey Mouse, they're violating him. I remember when I was a kid, they're ruining my memories and no, none of that. And Disney can go suck a bag of choke. But this is so unapologetically trash. I really don't want to waste 90 minutes of my time watching it. You've clearly got a budget. So with that, at least attempt to make a decent horror film. Use the public domain IP, don't use the public domain IP. I don't care, but just don't be a leech with a complete lack of originality. With $100,000, which was needed for this and Blood and Honey by the looks of what I've seen online, what was produced? A low quality, lackluster horror film. On the other hand, we have an amazing horror film from 2021 called The Sadness, which had a really small budget as well. It was an original concept received really well by critics and audiences, so these domain exploitation films, they can have their cake and eat it. With a bit of effort, something good and surprising could happen, but as it stands, it looks like it's going to be 2 points to schlock and 0 points to any semblance of originality. So am I going to go see this film? Honestly, it depends on demand for a video. The Blood and Honey video's done alright, so maybe. But god, I hope not. Because, let's be honest with ourselves, this film looks like shit, and it's shameless about it. Sorry to anybody that was involved in the creation and all of that stuff, but you know what you've made. Beds have been made, sleep in them. I'm sure they're all really nice people, but let's not kid ourselves about this film. With that said, what do you think about this film? Do you think I'm being a bit too harsh? Drop a comment, let me know your opinions. If you got this far and did enjoy this video, please do leave a like. It really helps the video and the channel, and it's much appreciated. And if you want to come back and hang out on the next one, please subscribe and you'll be notified when the next video comes out. If you got up to this point, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Cheers.